The Democrats' failure to determine who won the Iowa caucus by Tuesday morning due to a technical issue does not bode well for the Democrats' ability to provide health care for the nation, Senator Ted Cruz said Tuesday. Cruz tweeted, "Democrats right now can't even stand in a gymnasium and count how many people move under each sign. These are the people who want to be put in charge of our health care and everything else in our lives? No thank you." The Iowa Democrat Party said they found inconsistencies in the reporting of 3 sets of results. In addition to the tech systems being used to tabulate results, we are also using photos of results and a paper trail to validate that all results match and ensure that we have confidence and accuracy in the numbers we report. This is simply a reporting issue. The app did not go down, and this is not a hack or an intrusion. The underlying data and paper trail is sound, and will simply take time to further report the results, Communications Director Mandy McClure said in a statement. In an interview with Fox and Friends on Tuesday, Cruz referenced his tweet and added that the socialist candidates who want to run everyone's lives need to figure out how to count votes first. Democratic operatives in Iowa can't get their act together. I did just tweet a few minutes ago, interesting, Dems right now, they can't stand in the gymnasium and count who stands under which sign, and they are the ones who want to be put in charge of our health care and everything else in our life. Cruz said. I mean, these are the socialist candidates who say we know best, trust us to run your life. Well guys, how about figure out how to count your votes first? When asked what he would do if he were competing in Iowa and the polling didn't work, Cruz said, "This is nuts. You would be frustrated. You would be angry. The candidates have spent months if not over a year busting their rear ends, I mean, knocking on doors, I feel bad really for the volunteers." Senator said. I mean, going into an Iowa caucus, it is a labor-intensive. You have people, we had people in 2016 who moved up from Texas and moved from states all over the country to go to Iowa and were out in the snow, knocking on doors. Cruz said it's a big deal to win Iowa, and he recalled what happened when he won Iowa during the GOP primary election. When you get the results that you've won. I mean, it was a 17-person field. The Dems got their field narrowed down before Iowa, but that's frustrating, and it's particularly frustrating for the surging and the insurgent candidates. Joe Biden is perfectly fine with the outcome, because the headline in all likelihood this morning would have been something like, Bernie Sanders wins Iowa. That has a big impact. The reason you invest in Iowa rarely wins the race, but it typically calls the field. For a number of people, Iowa can lose the race. So for example, when we get results, if Bernie has a big win and Warren is third or fourth, that's a huge problem. That's potentially fatal for Warren's campaign, because Bernie's likely to win New Hampshire, and there's going to be, as the things go further, one far-left candidate. Bernie and Elizabeth are in a death match over there. On the other hand, if you have, say, Buttigieg who does really well and Klobuchar does really poorly, that's the same dynamic, because they're competing for another lane, and right now everyone's just in chaos. The volunteers who worked so hard, I am sure there were tears of frustration.